Hello, air signs. Happy Wednesday, and welcome to your daily focus tarot. Today we have Two of Cups in the Artist and Five of Cups in the reverse, and what you should focus on. So the Five of Cups in reverse, you're finally moving on from whatever this was in the past that made you feel lesser than, that made you feel hurt and ashamed. You're dropping that burden, because we have the Ten of Wands, and the Ten of Wands is about carrying a burden deep in your soul, deep in your thinking, in your emotional, maybe even hidden from you, something that you were not fully aware of, and you were carrying it for a long time. And now you're getting ready to drop this. That cycle has ended and a new cycle is beginning. You're coming out of this stagnant period, this period of feeling ashamed, feeling guilty, feeling not good enough, feeling like there was nothing there for you because everything had gone wrong. And you're dropping that burden, you're dropping that feeling. Focus on dropping that and starting this new cycle. Now, the Artist is unique to the Ethereal Visions deck, and this is Hermes, and Hermes ferries, in traditional mythology, he ferries the souls between one world to the other, from the life that we are in now, the physical life, into the next life. He guards them and he helps them find their way. So this, with the castle in the sky and the tree here, this is looking at a knowledge of a dream, looking at a wish, figuring out the path that you want to take, where you want to go, and, maybe daydreaming a little bit, but not much, because you're looking at that, you're thinking about it, and then you're putting it down. And that's the important part, putting it down and taking action towards it, taking a movement towards it. So this is a card of vision. It's a card of being a visionary, of being able to see what you want for your life, the path that you want to take ahead in order to achieve your dreams. And then taking steps towards that. And the Two of Cups that came out with it, this can be read two ways. It's a union, but it's also a healing. So this is a healing between, like, the two parts of yourself, like the parts that were conscious, that you were willing to acknowledge, that you felt like, oh yeah, that's me. And then the shadow side, the unconscious, the parts that you were sort of like, oh, maybe I don't really want to acknowledge that I have an anger problem, something like that. But then you start to acknowledge, okay, yeah, I do have an anger problem, and that helps you heal. And then you have this, the staff with the light, so the strength, the higher spiritual knowledge with the wings, and with the kundalini snake and the wand. So you have this, and this is also Mercury. This is also Mercury, and was it it's called Asclepius or something like that, like Aesculpus or something. I don't know. You can Google if you really want to look it up. So this is also a staff of healing and a staff of forgetfulness. But when you are healing, the forgetfulness is not forgetting the pain. It's not forgetting the thing that is wrong. It's forgetting the part where you're blocking that, where you're blocking the healing. That's the part that gets forgotten. The part where you were like, take the anger issue, for example. If you were like, oh, I don't have an anger issue, everybody's wrong, they keep telling me I have this anger issue, the part of the healing staff that's forgetfulness, you forget to have that ego blockage. You forget to be defensive about it. And so that's how you come to terms with the healing. In this example, the anger issue, you're like, oh, maybe I do have an anger issue. I should really look into this. Maybe people were trying to help me, and for some reason I was ignoring their help. Or, you forget the ego part of it. You forget the part that wants to resist change, the part that wants to resist healing. And you get this union between the conscious self and the unconscious or shadow. You get this duality that's a healthy duality, and not like the shadow side is larger than the conscious, or the conscious is larger than the shadow side, right? So that is the healing. It's a union, but it's a union of equals. And the clarifier is the Mother of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles. So she is talking about mothers and queens. They talk about nurturing. They talk about that sort of soft guidance, as opposed to guidance with a whip, so to speak, or a gun forced to your head. They're that sort of guidance that's like, well, maybe, for example, the anger issue, maybe you do have a little bit of trouble with your anger. You might want to talk about it with somebody, just to help you relate to other people better. That would be a sort of motherly guidance. The Queen of Pentacles, this is about abundance. To me, this is not about, because Pentacles can be about abundance in terms of like physical things, like job, which leads to actual money. And so the Pentacles, some decks are called coins, and that can be, what it's talking about. But it's also talking about health, because that's a physical thing. And you notice she's got the bone here. She's got the drum made of skin. And she's using the bone to hit this drum to call in abundance. The bunny rabbit also signifies abundance. And so does the bull in this. I forget what that's called. So this is a card of abundance in terms of your health. It's a card of nurturing your health. It's a card of growing your health through that nurturing, through that ability to have this duality and have it in balance, and not have it be out of balance by carrying all these burdens all the time, right? Hopefully that makes sense for you. At the bottom of the Ethereal Visions, we have Nine of Swords, which is card of fear and anxiety. So this has been hidden from you, or it's been in your unconscious. You've been having a lot of fear and anxiety. You may have been having trouble sleeping because you see this person is in the bed when these fears and anxieties, they're all alone. When these fears and anxieties are taking over. And then the Hangman, which talks about, it talks about making a sacrifice to set up routines that help you get this better communication, this better language, this better focus towards healing. And the Lovers, which can literally be lovers, more often it's seen of a choice between two things. And in this regard, I'm going to say it's a choice between yourself and something else. And making the choice towards your own personal satisfaction, towards your own glory, your own new beginning. And when I say glory, I mean, because there's Nine of Cups and there's Ace of Swords, right? And Ace of Swords, there's this breakthrough. There's the crowning glory, the crown with the laurel leaf. And the crown is, the sword is inside it, but the crown is on top of it. The crown, so it's like a victory over your thinking. It's a victory over negative thoughts and negative patterns of behavior that lead you on to a new beginning in life, that leads you on to a new purpose. So the choice isn't necessarily like a romantic choice. It's the choice between choosing what's right for you or choosing what other people say is you, and what you know yourself to be you. I didn't word that very well. Other people can have the wrong perception of you. And sometimes that comes back and that influences you and your perception of yourself. And you can make the choice to block out how other people perceive you. It's kind of like if one person is saying, oh, you have this, back to our example, you have this anger issue, but it's only that person. Then you have to wonder, well, why does this person always think I'm angry at them? Or why do they always think I'm angry? But if, 10 people are telling you, you get a little angry sometimes, you're hot under the collar, you might want to, do something about that, your face is all red, your blood pressure's high, what's got you stressed out, why are you upset, then you might want to kind of look at it. But if it's just one person, you can say, hey, no, that's not like an accurate perception of myself, of who I am. I don't know what your problem is with me. You're like projecting onto me. And then you can set up that boundary and make that choice to say, no, my view of myself is the correct one. It's better, it's more healthier than this other person's view of me. And if it's the case that a lot of people have the same view of you, this could also be making the choice to get clarity on why they have that view, on why you might, have an anger issue, for example, or why you might have this dissatisfaction in your life that's causing you to carry all these burdens for so long. Have a great Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow.